everyone, welcome back to Biophilia, your all-time study mate. Today we are going to continue with the chapter Animal Kingdom with the phylum Arthropoda. If you like our videos and want us to help to reach out many more, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and do hit the bell icon so you get notified for all the upcoming videos. टुडे इज़ अ वेरी स्पेशल फाइलम. ये स्पेशल क्यों है? क्योंकि ये फाइलम है सबसे बड़ा. दिस इज़ गोइंग टू बी द लार्जेस्ट फाइलम विच हाउसेस अबाउट 9 लाख स्पीशीज़. 9 लाख छोटी अमाउंट नहीं है. इट इज़ अबाउट 60 to 70% ऑफ द नेम्ड स्पीशीज़. जितने भी आज तक ऑर्गेनिजम्स को नाम दिए गए हैं उनमें से 60 to 70% आते हैं अंडर दिस फाइलम, दैट इज़ आर्थ्रोपोडा. इसमें बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनिजम्स आते हैं लाइक कॉकरोचेस, क्रैब्स, स्पाइडर, प्रॉन्स, बटरफ्लाइज, मॉस्किटोज. इतनी सारी डाइवर्सिटी है एंड ऑल दैट डाइवर्सिटी इज सीन इन दिस लार्जेस्ट फाइलम, दैट इज आर्थ्रोपोडा. So I am very excited to share this knowledge with you. Are you too? Then let's get started by understanding the phylum Arthropoda. So here we are going to understand about the characteristics of members of Arthropoda phylum. तो Arthropoda phylum जो है, it is going to be a phylum which is going to have many variations. बहुत variations है, you can say, in the habitat where they live, and because their habitat changes, उनकी body types change होते हैं, उनका खाने पीने का style change होता है, everything changes because their main housing plan changes. सो उसकी वजह से आर्थ्रोपोडा जो होता है इट इज़ गोइंग टू बी द लार्जेस्ट फाइलम. और ये लार्जेस्ट फाइलम आर्थ्रोपोडा के अंदर आता है लार्जेस्ट क्लास. एंड हु इज़ दिस लार्जेस्ट क्लास? कैन एनीवन गेस? लार्जेस्ट क्लास इज गोइंग टू बी इंसेक्टा. यानी जो भी इंसेक्ट्स होते हैं, ऑल द इंसेक्ट्स आर गोइंग टू कम अंडर दिस क्लास, अंडर द फाइलम आर्थ्रोपोडा. यानी आपके सारे के सारे कीड़े मकोड़े, everyone is going to come under arthropoda. So where are these arthropods actually seen? So they can be seen in oceans. तो oceans में रहने वाले जैसे crabs हो गए. So you have limulus as an example for this, that is called as king crab. Limulus है, that is living in oceans. Fresh water में है Daphnia. Daphnia is going to be the organism which is going to live in fresh water, which is coming under the phylum Arthropoda. लैंड में रहने वाले इंसेक्ट्स आपको पता है that they are cockroaches, locusts, ants, all those come under arthropods. और एयर में रहने वाले हाउस फ्लाइज, mosquitoes, honeybees, all these are going to come under the एयर हैबिटेट आर्थ्रोपोड्स. अब आर्थ्रोपोड्स जो होते हैं दे आर गोइंग टू हैव ऑर्गन लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. दैट मीन्स ऑर्गन्स आर गोइंग टू बी वेल डेवलप्ड. ऑर्गन्स वेल डेवलप्ड है उनके पास, और उनका जो बॉडी प्लान है दैट इज गोइंग टू बी ट्यूब विद इन अ ट्यूब. सो बॉडी वॉल जो होगी दैट इज अ बिग ट्यूब, and inside that big tube there is elementary canal जो छोटी ट्यूब होगी, जिसकी वजह से they will have two openings, that is mouth and anus separately. वो bilaterally symmetrical होंगे, so they can divide themselves into left and right halves. These are equal. They are triploblastic and coelomic organisms. 3 germ layers होंगे along with a coelom, that is true. So ये जो सीलोम होता है, this coelom is going to be a bit special in the case of arthropods. This coelom is going to be the type that is schizocoelomate. So हमने जो starting के जो basis of classification में हमने पढ़ा था, there I had told you in detail about what is schizocoelom. So if you don't remember about this, then you can go and check the link in the description box for the first part of this chapter. There you can understand the details about types of coelom formation. तो वहाँ पे हमने देखा था about schizocoelom, and the second one that was enterocoelom. So उसके differences and everything can be seen in that particular video. So do check it out if you don't remember or you want to revise it once again. So for now, इनके जो सीलोम होते हैं that is the cavity. That cavity wherein the blood is going to be filled, that is called as hemocoel. और ये जो blood है that is going to be the hemolymph which is going to be filled in this cavity, and this cavity that is the hemocoel, वो जहाँ पे blood होगा वहाँ पे that is hemocoel. धीरे से जैसे body के नीचे part में आओगे there will be excretory part, so that excretion related part cavity will be called as nephrocoel. और जहाँ पे gonads होंगे that is sex organs होंगे there you will have the gonocoel. So that way 3 cavities, a single cavity, but because of the differences in diameter and the position and the function of it, uske upar the name is going to change. Now let's see about the body form of these arthropods. So body form जो होता है that means they are going to be externally segmented, यानी they show metameric segmentation, right? They are going to show metameric segmentation, and along with metameric segmentation उनकी जो body होगी, the body is going to be divided into 3 well defined regions. तो ये 3 कौन से regions है? Anterior head, यानी जो आगे के साइड पे जो हेड होगा, so you can see in the figure the green part is going to be the head of the insect or the arthropod, then middle is going to be the thorax that is shown by the blue, and posterior that is पीछे वाला part क्या होगा, that is going to be the abdomen that is shown by the red color. So these are going to be the 3 regions, that is head, thorax and abdomen. अब head और thorax को साथ में मिला के हम क्या बोलते हैं? You call it as cephalothorax. What do you call it? You call it cephalothorax. और abdomen को अकेले में you call it also as trunk. So trunk of the body. Now a very important thing, that thorax and abdomen is going to be the region जहाँ पे there is going to be further segmentation. उनको further segmentation होगा, and that is the reason you can see the body is going to be segmented into many forms. So if you can closely watch about this figure, so thorax में you can find some segmentations visible. So thorax में I have tried to mark it with black color, the external segmentations which are going to make them metamerically segmented, and for the lower part, that is the abdomen, I'll try to show it with yellow. So like these, there are going to be many segments which are visible on the thorax and the abdomen region. So that is again a very important thing to remember. फिर अभी जो हमें देखना है, that is one more labeling in this particular figure, that is joint limbs. Now what is this joint limbs? Joint limbs जो होंगे, that each segment, that is thorax and abdomen, they are going to generally have one pair of joint appendages. So generally they are going to have 3 pairs of appendages, that means they are going to be 6 leg animals. So generally they are 6 legs, or they can be even having, sometimes they might also have 8 legs in the case of spider. So spider के case में 8 legs भी होते हैं, but generally the insects class, that is class Insecta, is considered. Then in the class Insecta you are going to have how many legs? 6 legs. So that is a general, majority of them are going to have 3 pairs of appendages. Now a very important understanding that you need to have, that is Arthropoda जो phylum है हमारा, why it is named Arthropoda. Arthropoda में 2 words आते हैं. First, that is arthros, which means joint in Greek, and the poda is the word that means appendages. So this is a very important thing that you need to understand, which is going to be common for all the members of this phylum, that is presence of joint appendages. So here one thing that you can see, that is joint limbs, that means the joint appendages characteristic of arthropods. So joint limbs are going to be present for all the members. वो एक पहचान है उनकी, right? So that needs to be remembered. Now let's see about the body wall of these organisms. So body wall जो होगी उसको एक external waterproofing होगा. So that waterproofing is going to be done because of the chitin. So chitin एक protein है जिसकी वजह से there will be exoskeleton formation, and the exoskeleton will make the body of the organism waterproof. proof. अब ये जो exoskeleton होता है, this exoskeleton is going to be in the form of plates, and these plates individually are called as sclerites. What is it called as? Sclerites. And what is the function? उनकी क्यों ज़रूरत है chitinous skeleton की? First of all, they are going to need it for protection and support to the body, क्योंकि skeleton है, that is the main function कि वो support और protection दे. Since it is exo, it is going to be outside on the outer surface, जबकि हमारा जो humans का skeleton होता है, how is it going to be? It is going to be endoskeleton, that is it is inside the body, जबकि arthropods में होगा exoskeleton, that is the skeleton is going to be from the external walls. Now this chitinous exoskeleton is also preventing water loss due to evaporation. Since it is waterproof, तो water का exchange इतनी easily नहीं होगा, so they can, since they are preventing a lot of water loss, so prevention की वजह से they can easily manage water conditions, and that makes them to live in dry conditions as well. Okay, since they can conserve their water by their exoskeleton, they can live in extreme dry conditions as well. Or very important thing, another function, or you can say a helpful thing about exoskeleton, that is exoskeleton has made them omnipresent. What do you mean by it? Because of exoskeleton कि वो वाटर कंजर्व कर सकते हैं, वो बहुत से जगहों पे बहुत सारे टेरेंस में रह सकते हैं. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट दीज आर्थ्रोपोड्स आर कॉल्ड एज ओमनी प्रेजेंट. वो हर जगह होते हैं. wherever you see, you can see a single insect as well. और वो जो इंसेक्ट है वो भी कौन है? इट इज़ नथिंग बट अ आर्थ्रोपोड. सो ऑल दैट सक्सेसफुल एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ आर्थ्रोपोड्स ऑन अर्थ इज गोइंग टू बी द रीजन बिकॉज ऑफ दिस chitinous exoskeleton. So exoskeleton है, because of that these insects, these arthropods are going to be very successful in spreading all over the earth. Now this body wall is going to be understood कि हमने बाहर से देख लिया, सबसे बाहर अगर सबसे बाहर की लेयर होगी the waterproofing, that is the exoskeleton. If you go below that, you are going to find the epidermis. Epidermis जो होगा that is going to be single layer cell. एक ही सेल जितनी thickness होगी उसकी, and there might be cilia present. Skeletal muscles होंगे epidermis के नीचे, which are going to help in rapid movement, and this was appeared for the first time. Skeletal muscles इसके पहले कोई भी phylum में नहीं आए थे. So this is going to be a very important. We had seen in the previous phylum कि वहाँ पे circular muscles और longitudinal muscles आए थे, but these were the types of smooth muscles, but skeletal muscle is going to be seen for the first time in arthropods. Then another thing that is to be understood, that is arthroidial membrane. ये arthroidial membrane जो होता है, it is going to provide movement. So if you see in the little handmade diagram that I tried to explain is, सबसे ऊपर sclerites होंगे, वो sclerites जोड़ के क्या बनेगा? chitinous exoskeleton. Exoskeleton के नीचे the green color remarcation will be for the epidermis. Epidermis के नीचे होगा skeletal muscle by the blue, and between the skeletal muscle somewhere there will be arthroidial membrane. So that way we cover the entire body wall. Now a very characteristic activities seen in arthropods, that is they try to shed their exoskeleton. उनकी जो वाटर प्रूफिंग काइटिनस एक्सोस्केलेटन है वो थोड़े थोड़े पीरियड के बाद उसे अपने बॉडी से निकाल देते हैं. दे शेड देयर एक्सोस्केलेटन. दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड एज मोल्टिंग और ecdysis. अगेन दिस इज गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट MCQ. सो ecdysis या मोल्टिंग क्या होता है? दैट इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ शेडिंग ऑफ एक्सोस्केलेटन जनरली सीन इन आर्थ्रोपोड्स. सो ये जो शेडिंग का जो टाइम पीरियड होता है, that time period between two molding will be called as stadium. और ये shedding क्यों होता है? This shedding is actually going to be beneficial for the arthropods. वो shedding होने के बाद उनको growth करने का मौका मिलता है. when the skeleton, as your bones grow, वैसे ही इनके बोन्स कौन है, दिस एक्सोस्केलेटन. सो दे कैन नॉट एक्चुअली एक्सपांड देयर बोन्स, इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट उनका एक्सोस्केलेटन चेंज हो जाता है. दैट इज द हेल्पिंग इन ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट बाय गिविंग सम स्पेस. कि जो नया वाला आएगा एक्सोस्केलेटन, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी एडजस्टेड अकॉर्डिंग टू द न्यू साइज ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिज्म. सो उस टाइम पे जब वो मोल्टिंग होता है, द ऑर्गेनिज्म और द आर्थ्रोपोड इज गोइंग टू चेंज इन इट्स साइज. तो वैसे दैट विल गेट ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट एज वेल एज स्पेस फॉर द ग्रोइंग organs. So that is again a little important thing that you should know about the arthropods. Now let's see about the digestion. So digestion process जो होगा, it is going to be because of a complete alimentary canal. Complete alimentary canal है यानी there will be presence of mouth and anus, that is two separate openings for entry and exit of food respectively. उनका जो type of feeding होगा, that is going to be holozoic. So they will eat their food in some small parts and there will be internal digestion, but that internal digestion is going to be specifically extracellular digestion. वो digestive juices release करेंगे into the cavity and they will be digested and absorption of nutrients will occur, but they will not form any sort of vesicles inside the cell. या वैसे इंट्रा सेल्युलर डाइजेशन नहीं होते हुए एक्स्ट्रा सेल्युलर डाइजेशन होगा. Now this digestion is going to be holozoic, so they are going to grab their food. So उनके जो food intake है, that is ingestion, that ingestion is going to be possible because of some mouth parts. अब वो mouth parts कौन से होते हैं, there is going to be labium, then labrum, hypopharynx, mandible and maxilla. So these are the 5 mouth parts. So you can also see their diagrams how they look, and that is going to help them to ingest their food material. Now there are going to be different types of mouth depending कि वो कैसे type का feed use करते हैं. Like for example, mosquitoes are going to feed on liquid food, that is blood. जो बाकी के insects होंगे, they are going to suck nectar. वैसे जिनकी जैसी requirement है उस हिसाब से they are going to modify their mouth parts. So based on that, let's see the 5 types of mouth. First of all, you need to see that is sponging type. Sponging type है, that is seen in mosquito and fruit fly, that is house fly and fruit fly. So that is going to be type of sponging. And siphoning type is going to be seen in butterflies and moth. So siphoning type कैसे होता है, you can see in the diagram as well. They will have a tube which will be coiled and they are going to suck the nectar out of it. So वो जो nectar suck करना है, as you know the flower is going to have its nectar down into the ovaries. So वहाँ तक पहुँचने के लिए they need a longer mouth type. So वो longer होना चाहिए, but it should not hang everywhere. So they will keep it coiled and whenever they need it, they are going to extend it so that they can reach up till the part of nectar. फिर आता है chewing and lapping type. This is going to be seen in honeybees. So you can see how the type of chewing is going to be in the diagram form. Then आता है biting and chewing, that is going to be seen in grasshoppers and cockroaches. And piercing or sucking type is going to be seen in mosquito and bedbugs. Mosquitoes जो होते हैं उनको खून चूसना होता है. अब खून generally human से चूसेंगे, so they should have their mouth part that is going to be like needle. So उनको जो mouth part है that should be sharp enough so that they can pierce it into the skin, and that type of piercing and sucking type of mouth will be present in such animals. So इनका जो sucking tube होता है, so if you can see over here in the figure as well, ये जो उनका sucking tube होता है, this sucking tube is going to be actually the modification of labia. Okay, so labia जो होता है that is going to be modified. So in the type of let me write it down, that is modified labia is nothing but proboscis. What is it? Proboscis. And where is this proboscis present? This proboscis is going to be nothing but the sucking tube जो मॉस्किटोज में होती है टू सक ब्लड, सो सकिंग ट्यूब इन मॉस्किटोज or piercing or sucking type of insects, these are going to have this proboscis, which is going to be the modification of labia. So that was also a little thing that can come into exams कि proboscis किसका modification है. So it is going to be the modification of labia. Let's move ahead with understanding of respiration. So respiration जो है in arthropods, it depends upon where they live. So if they live in water, that is if they are aquatic, तो उनके पास दो options आते हैं to have gills or book gills. So gills जो होंगे that will be present in prawns and crabs, or book gills will be found in limulus or the king crab. If they live on land or they are terrestrial, then they are going to have book lungs, जो स्कॉर्पियन या स्पाइडर्स एग्जाम्पल्स है, और ट्रेकियल सिस्टम हो सकता है इन द केस ऑफ बटरफ्लाई, मॉस्किटो एंड कॉकरोचेस. सो इफ यू कैन नोटिस इन द डायग्राम दैट दे आर गोइंग टू हैव दीज बुक लंग्स, जो इतने एडवांस्ड है, इतने डेवलप्ड है, that they are going to have a very good respiration system. Now let's understand about circulatory system. So circulatory system जो है, the circulatory system for arthropods is going to be open circulatory system. Open है यानी they won't have capillary connections. उनके जो blood है वो एक जगह पे आके accumulate होगा in the cavity, and from that cavity the another tubing is going to connect it up till the respiratory system. So open circulatory system is not going to be very efficient in its functioning. उनका ओपन है, सो ऑक्सीजनेटेड डीऑक्सीजनेटेड एक जगह पे मिक्स हो सकता है, दैट डिक्रीजेस इज एफिशिएंसी. सो इन कंपैरिजन टू क्लोज्ड सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम. सो क्लोज्ड सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम हमने कौन से फाइलम में देखा था? वी हैड सीन इट इन एनेलिडा. So Annelida phylum had closed circulatory system. So if you go back again, then there was Aschelminthes. So Aschelminthes also had open circulatory system. So if you notice about Annelida was the only phylum which had closed circulatory system, because Arthropoda में अभी हमने देखा that arthropods are going to have open circulatory system. So open circulatory it is not going to be very efficient, so it is going to be a poor circulatory system. So poor circulatory system को compensate करने के लिए you are going to need a well developed respiratory system. So that is already seen कि कितना development है with the help of book lungs and book gills as well. So respiratory pigment found in the circulatory system is going to be hemocyanin. So hemocyanin जो है it is going to appear blue in color because of presence of copper. So copper is going to give them blue color. अब tracheal system में जो organisms आते हैं, that is butterflies, mosquitoes, cockroaches, so these are going to have colorless blood. So colorless क्यों है? Colorless because they are not going to have any pigments. Now you might have a doubt कि अगर mosquito को मारा then you have red fluid coming out. So was it the blood of cockroaches? No, it was not. It was the sucked blood of humans. So वो humans का blood suck करके they are going to store it into their sac, and when you smash that mosquito between your palms, that is going to release the blood what was sucked with the piercing and sucking type of its proboscis. So about that tracheal system, that is mosquitoes के पास खून colorless होता है, only that red color appears because of the sucked human blood. So another thing that needs to be remembered, that is यहाँ पे arthropods का जो heart होगा, that heart is going to be neurogenic. What does it mean by neurogenic? That means their contractions and relaxation signals are going to come from the nervous system. So nervous system is going to be concentrated in the head region. अब head region में सारा nervous control यानी brain जो है, that brain is going to be in the head region. So head region से signals will reach up till the heart, which is generally in the back or posterior end of the organism. So वहाँ तक nervous control is going to be there so that the heart can function. But if you compare it to the human heart कैसे होगा? Human heart is going to be myogenic. Myogenic, that means the muscles or the muscle cells of the human heart are capable of releasing their own impulses. So own impulses होने की वजह से they can actually be independent of the neural system. So nerve अगर cut भी जाती है, there is no nervous supply, still the heart can beat. But that is not the case for these न्यूरोजेनिक हार्ट का अगर नर्वस सप्लाई कट हो जाता है anywhere, then the heart is going to stop pumping. So if any chance you want to kill that insect in one go, then just go and smash the head out of the body. So agar head and body has been detached, then automatically the heart is going to stop pumping and the insect or the arthropod is going to die. So क्योंकि nervous control accumulated in the head region अगर detach हो जाएगा, nervous system is not going to send impulses and heart stops pumping. So in that way you can remember that the heart in insects is going to be neurogenic and tubular. वो अपने heart जैसे नहीं होगा, it is just going to be a long tube. Moving ahead to understand about excretion. So excretory waste जो होगा, it is in two forms, that is ammonia if it is going to live in aquatic conditions, water में रहेगा, या uric acid if it lives on land. So aquatic conditions, water is sufficiently available to excrete the most toxic waste, that is ammonia. और uric acid के लिए सबसे कम पानी लगता है to excrete out. So in that case the organisms or arthropods that live on land in dry conditions can afford to release uric acid as their excretory waste. Then the about excreting parts of the body, then it is going to be malphizian tubules. So this is one type of excretory part seen in arthropods. So malphizian tubules जो होंगे, these are going to be fine long blind tubules. Blind tubules है यानी there will be only one opening, the other end is going to be closed. So even if you can see in the diagram over here, so let me highlight that part. So if you can see the highlighted region, what do you see? There is going to be this tube like structure. So this end is going to be blind end and the other one is going to be what? It is going to be open end, and यहाँ से जो secretions होंगे of the excretory waste that are going to be released into the alimentary canal. Alimentary canal में release होंगे and they will be removed out from the feces through the anus. So feces के through ही the excretory secretions are going to go out. Then about second type of excretory organ that can be found in arthropods, they can be green glands, also called as antennary or coxal glands. These are generally going to be seen in crustaceans. Crustaceans कौन से organisms होते हैं? These are going to be crustaceans that include prawns or lobsters. So prawns या lobsters जो होंगे, they are going to be the examples for green glands. And malphizian tubules जो होंगे, they will be seen in the case of cockroach as well. So example for malphizian tubule, that is cockroach, and green glands seen in prawns or lobsters. Now about the sensory system. So sensory system जो है, the arthropods are going to sense their light, smell and even their touch. So वो जो सब चीज़ें हैं, these are possible because of their sensory receptors. So antennas, they will be present, which are whip-like slender jointed movable appendages, and they will be found on the anterior end, yani generally the head region, that is anterior end, that is they are going to bear receptors for touch and smell. So that is about antennas. फिर आइज आएंगे. आइज कैन बी सीन इन टू टाइप्स. कुछ आर्थ्रोपोड्स के पास होंगे सिंपल आइज, लाइक वी ह्यूमंस हैव सिंपल आइज. सो ह्यूमंस जनरली एग्जांपल्स फॉर सिंपल आइज. और जो कंपाउंड आइज होते हैं, द कंपाउंड आइज इज जनरली सीन इन इंसेक्ट्स. सो इंसेक्ट्स हैव कंपाउंड आइज and these are going to be made up of small units, and these small units have a special name that is going to be called as ommatidium. What is it called as? Ommatidium, which is going to make the entire vision because of that called as a compound eyes. So if you can see in this photograph कि ये जो छोटे dots दिख रहे हैं on the big mass, that big mass is nothing but eyes. So that big mass is what? These are the compound eyes, and these compound eyes are going to be made up of these small ommatidiums जो individually image formation करेंगे, and that entirely is going to be called as mosaic vision. इसको क्या बोलेंगे हम? You will call it as a mosaic vision. So whatever the type of image is seen with the help of compound eyes, that is mosaic vision. और ये जो mosaic vision होता है, it is going to be more sensitive. What is the characteristic of it? It is going to be more sensitive. Yani if you must have seen, cockroaches are going to be the insects that like to move in night time. नाइट टाइम में इतनी लाइट कम होने के बाद भी हाउ दे कैन सी, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ देयर मोजैक विजन दैट इज मोर सेंसिटिव. थोड़ी सी भी लाइट होने पे भी दे कैन have the ability to differentiate the objects near them. So that is more sensitive, but they will have less resolution. Resolution, that means उनकी clarity इतनी अच्छी नहीं होगी. You won't have a HD image, but their sensitivity, their contrast is going to be much more, which is going to help to see the falling or perceiving the receiving light. So that was about the eyes. So balance के लिए there will be statocysts. So statocysts are again another sensory system function. So statocysts जो होंगे, they are going to provide information for the change of position. So जहाँ पे भी change of position होगा, that means the organism is moving. So while the moving condition, the balance should not be moved away. So balance and information about changing of position will be provided by the statocysts. So that was the advanced type of sensory systems that is present in these arthropods. About reproduction, these organisms, these arthropods are going to be dioecious and unisexual. That means they will have sex organs in two different organisms. So male and female will be different, or they can say you will be in different bodies, and females are going to be majorly oviparous, that means egg laying. So these are going to lay eggs, but there is going to be one exception, that is scorpion. Scorpion जो है, it is going to be viviparous, that the eggs will hatch into the female and there will be live birth of the young ones. So young ones, that is in the case of humans as well. So mammals होते हैं viviparous, but insects are going to be majorly oviparous. Exception होगा for scorpion. Then for fertilization, it will be internal fertilization for land arthropods. Aquatic arthropods may have external fertilization. Development can be direct or indirect. If it is indirect, it will include many larvae. So those larval stages can be seen in the case of Culex and Anopheles, which is going to be the types of mosquito. So mosquitoes में होगा indirect development. So you can see in the figure over here how the mosquitoes are going to going under through their life cycle. So उनके पास egg होगा, that egg will undergo first larval stage, second larval stage, third larval stage, fourth that will form the pupa, and pupa के बाद there will be imago or the adult stage of mosquito. फिर bombax होता है. Bombax is going to be the silkworm, और silkworm is again going to have its pupa stage, उसका cocoon formation. All that is nothing but about the indirect development seen in silkworm. Here are some examples about arthropods जिनमें बहुत सारी varieties होती है, like they can be helpful, they can be vectors which are going to cause diseases, or they can be gregarious which are going to be living in groups, वो झुंड में आके सारा तहस नहस करके जाएंगे, and that is the varieties that can be seen in the examples of phylum Arthropoda. So moving ahead with the examples for helpful arthropods. So helpful arthropods may we have three examples, that is Apis indica, that is Indian honeybee, Bombax, that is silkworm, or Lacifer, that is going to be the helpful arthropods. So helpful arthropods में apis that is honeybee, how is it going to be helpful? It is going to provide you with honey, or honey is going to be the resource for as food or medicines, और एक product होता है honey bee का, that is bee wax. This bee wax is going to be used in cosmetic formation या paint industries, these are going to use this bee wax. अब bombax या जो silkworm होती है, this is going to provide silk. So whatever the silk saris or shawls are going to be present, this is because of this bombax, that is silkworm. Third, that is Lacifer or the lac insect. So lac insect एक secretion produce करता है, that secretion is called as lac. That lac is going to be secreted, and this secretion is going to be used as sealing wax. So sealing wax की तरह उसे use करते हैं, या it can be used in bangle formation, or they can be formation of toys. All those can be made with the help of lac. Now examples for vectors. So these are the vectors, ये किसी और organism को as a vehicle transport करते हैं so that the organism can cause diseases. So these vectors are nothing but equal to vehicles. So these examples are going to be like Anopheles, Culex, Aedes, that is all types of mosquitoes. Then there is rat flea and tsetse fly and sand fly. These are the 6 examples of vectors, or also the vehicles which are going to transport the organisms which cause diseases. So Anopheles mosquito, the female Anopheles mosquito is going to be the vector for disease, that is malaria. So मलेरिया कौन कॉज करता है? मलेरिया इज कॉज्ड बाय प्लाज्मोडियम. सो प्लाज्मोडियम को जो ट्रांसपोर्ट करना है, दैट ट्रांसपोर्टेशन फ्रॉम द इन्फेक्टेड टू द हेल्दी पर्सन, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी डन बाय द एनोफिलिस मस्कीटो. क्यूलेक्स मस्कीटो जो होगा, इट इज गोइंग टू बी द वेक्टर फॉर एलिफेंटासिस. एलिफेंटासिस एक डिसीज है. दिस एलिफेंटासिस डिसीज इज गोइंग टू बी ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज फिलियासिस, and that is going to be caused because of the Wuchereria worm. So Wuchereria worm के जो eggs होंगे और the larval stages, these are going to be transported or used as a vector, that is Culex mosquito. फिर Aedes mosquito, that is also called as zebra mosquito because of the red and white stripes on its legs. So legs पे white and black stripes है, that is nothing but the mosquito that spreads dengue fever. So dengue fever, and also along with it, it can spread the chikungunya. So chikungunya is also one more disease that the Aedes mosquito can spread. फिर rat flea जो होती है, rat flea is mainly for plague spreading. So plague जो during the independence war, all those people who were kept in jails, so jails में hygiene is not that good, so there were many rats and mouses. So वो rats and mouses में these rat fleas are going to stay. So जैसे humans में और animals they have ticks और fleas, like that the rats are going to have this rat flea, और ये rat flea ने अगर human को काट लिया, or if it is going to bite that human, then the human can get affected with the plague. So that plague was actually spreading in a very fast manner during the independence war. Then about tsetse fly, the tsetse fly is going to be famous for spreading African sleeping sickness. So African sleeping sickness is going to be a neurological condition जहाँ पे you won't be able to make out what is going on around your day, so that makes you very sleepy all the time. That is African sleeping sickness. Spreaded or vector, that is CC fly. फिर सैंड फ्लाई जो है it is going to be transmitting काला अजर. Kala Azar is also one more disease, so you can go and search about these diseases, that is plague, sleeping sickness, Kala Azar. That is going to help you to relate to these in a very good manner. So all this Kala Azar is going to be spreaded because of the vector sand fly. And about locust जो है it is going to be a gregarious pest. What is it going to be? Gregarious pest. And this gregarious pest will come in groups, झुंड में आके तहस नहस करेंगे. These are going to damage the harvest. जो अभी if you might have remembered some days earlier there was a news that a very large group of locust has come and destroyed the farms in northern parts of India. So that was nothing but because of the locust attack. So locust attack बहुत बार होता है in the farms, and that is going to destroy the entire production of the land. So these should be staying away from the cultivation land. Here are some more examples of arthropods. वो थे basis on their usefulness, the vectors or the gregarious. Now these are going to be on the basis of classes. So classes हमें नहीं पढ़ने हैं, but still you should know what all are the arthropod examples. So you can see over here in these photographs also कि वो कितना diversity है. You will not see any of the organisms similar, or you might not even think that these all come under a single phylum, but they do, because Arthropoda is going to be very diverse and it is going to be the largest phylum housing over 9 lakh species. So examples में आते हैं, that is prawns, crabs, centipede. So centipede you must have heard that उनको 100 पैर होते हैं. So centi means 100. So 100 legged worms, or they can be millipede, which are going to have many more legs than compared to the centipede. Then there is going to be silverfish. So silverfish पे एक very important question आता है that when you see the further videos about animal kingdom, you will understand that questions arises कि silverfish fish है कि नहीं. So you must remember, even after when you complete this chapter, that silverfish is not a fish. Very important, it is not a fish, it is going to be an arthropod. So वो ऐसे confuse करने के लिए generally they ask you with another fish names. They ask you about silverfish and ask you to select the odd man out. So odd man out कौन होगा? Silverfish, because it is not a fish. फिर आते हैं butterflies. These are going to be the most beautiful looking arthropods. Glowworms. So glowworms कौन होते हैं? Glowworms are nothing but जुगनू. So जो जुगनू देखने के लिए you go and try to find some places where you can find these. ये जुगनू जो है, these are also arthropods, nothing but glowworms. So ये जो glowing nature है उनका, that glowing nature is going to be because of the chemosynthetic activities. So उनके अंदर कुछ chemical reactions होंगे, and because of the chemical reactions happening in the body, they are going to have these glowing effect. फिर आते हैं scorpions and garden spiders. So spiders are the arthropods which are going to have 8 legs. So these are 8 legs. So speciality about it. फिर limulus. Limulus is going to be called as king crab. उसका एक नाम ये है, that is king crab. एक नाम है उसका horse shoe crab, because it is going to look like horse shoes. So horseshoe crab उसका नाम होगा. And very important, it is going to be a living fossil, क्योंकि इसकी जो क्लास है वो क्लास में ये अकेला एक मेंबर है that is going to be surviving on the earth. बाकी के जो भी members of this class थे, they are all extinct. Only Limulus is going to be living fossil. So living fossil के ऊपर questions बहुत ज़्यादा आते हैं. Examples में याद रखना है about king crab और shoe horse crab और Limulus, that is living fossil. और another point to remember, that is silverfish is not a fish. So that was all about the examples, characteristics, and another some little points that come in exams as questions. So इसी के साथ आर्थ्रोपोडा फाइलम भी हमारा खत्म होता है. Now for some question time, let's go ahead. So here are some questions to test your understanding. Theory हमने complete कर ली है. So just to apply the theoretical knowledge to solve the MCQs. So here are some 5. These 5 are not sufficient और बहुत सारे करने हैं because these 5 are not going to cover every single topic. So go and check out some book and you can go and solve those MCQs. Do let me know कि ये वीडियो देखने के बाद आपको क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने में कोई मदद मिली हो, एंड इफ़ यू गॉट देन डू लेट मी नो इट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. और इनके आंसर्स भी आप सॉल्व करके यू कैन डिस्कस इट विद अदर व्यूअर्स ऑन आवर चैनल, एंड दैट वुड बी रियली हेल्पफुल फॉर यू एंड अदर पीपल एज वेल. So do let me know your views on the solving part of the MCQs and even your answers. So that was all for today's video. Arthropoda phylum complete हो गया है. We will meet back soon with the next phylum continuing this chapter. Till then, do let me know your views on this video as well as your experiences with biophilia. Till then we come back. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Keep smiling, stay healthy, stay safe, keep studying hard. Meet you soon. Bye bye. Thank you.